Hey everybody, it's Jeremy Bradley here, and it's time for the BuffRadio.com entertainment wrap-up presented by Buff Boy Brewing Company.
JB's Entertainment Wrap-Up.
Brought to you by BuffBoyBrewing.com. For a great cup of joe, there's one thing you should know. Your morning brew can also be playful. Buff Boy Brewing guys make the temperature rise, and you'll surely feel naughty when you swallow their coffee. Shop Buff Boy Brewing's premium collections of coffee and tea at BuffBoyBrewing.com. Buff Boy Brewing, you can't get enough buff. Here's what's making news this May 21st. It's another big night on CBS with The Late Show ending after over 30 years. A big week, the 50th season finale of Survivor last night, and now the cancellation of, Late Night tonight. It made international headlines when CBS canceled the show after Stephen Colbert accused the network of paying a big fat bribe to President Trump. Days later, it was announced the show would end, but noted it was a financial decision. Of course, nobody believed that. What made it weird is that it wasn't Colbert being fired, it was the cancellation of the entire late night franchise. The timing was odd because something like that, financial issues or not, isn't announced in the middle of the summer like Colbert's firing announcement in July. The cancellations usually happen right about now, April or sometime early May, when the TV networks announce the fall schedules for the new season. Well, Colbert said the cancellation was actually a good thing for him. He said, quote, "It takes a lot of bone marrow to do the show every day, and now I'll be stepping down with enough time, enough energy to do other things that I want to do," end quote. I will note that the host of a late night show, he actually doesn't do very much compared to his other staffers. He's got how many writers, how many producers, how many people? They only taped 4 shows per week, so his schedule was pretty light for that $10 to $15 million reported paycheck that he was getting every season. But kudos to him for putting a positive spin on it. He said the cancellation, quote, "saved my life." Colbert, like many disgruntled employees, went out taking shots at his former employer, and he was blasting CBS as much as he could. Since he was fired last year, it turned into a political scandal when Colbert interviewed political candidate James Tallarico. In February, Colbert said that CBS blocked the interview from his show. He said, quote, he said of Tallarico, "He was supposed to be here, but we were told in no uncertain terms by our network's lawyers who called us directly that we could not have him on the broadcast. Then I was told, in some uncertain terms, that not only could I not have him on, I could not mention me not having him on, and because my network clearly doesn't want us to talk about this, let's talk about this," end quote. Colbert went on to share the story about conversations backstage literally minutes before the taping, even maybe during a commercial break, reminding him to keep his mouth shut. Well, CBS later said that Tallarico was not blocked and that, quote, "the show was provided legal guidance that the broadcast could trigger the FCC equal time rule," end quote. Tallarico did tape a segment that only ran online, and it got millions of viewers, even more than the actual CBS TV show does. The OG host of the show, David Letterman, reacted to the cancellation last year on a YouTube montage saying, "You can't spell CBS without BS." In recent weeks, Letterman has taken his shots at the network. You'll recall Letterman was known for going on top of the Ed Sullivan Theater where the show tapes and would throw things off the roof onto the street below. Well, that stunt has not been allowed for years, but when Letterman was on the show with Colbert, they went up to the roof and started to throw things like the set's guest chairs, Colbert's chair, watermelons, and even a cake off the roof. In recent weeks, Letterman said of Colbert, quote, "He was dumped because the people selling the network to Skydance said, 'Oh no, that's not going to be any trouble with that guy. We're going to take care of the show. We're just going to throw that into the deal. When will the ink on the check dry?' I'm just going to go on record as saying they're lying. Let me just add one more thing. They're lying weasels," end quote. So there you go. So it'll be interesting to see how Colbert signs off on the show tonight on CBS. That's a check of your celebrity headlines for this Thursday, May 21st. I'm back real soon right here on the BuffRadio.com entertainment wrap-up presented by Buff Boy Brewing Company. Till next time, I'm Jeremy Bradley.
For a great cup of joe, there's one thing you should know. Your morning brew can also be playful. Buff Boy Brewing guys make the temperature rise, and you surely feel naughty when you swallow our